It's gone. It's gone.
Yes!
You there.
Okay, well, it's on fire.
It's immediately on fire now.
It's gone. It's yeah. Heal up. Hello and welcome back to Ray's Gaming and more Arc Raiders. Today we're talking about the weapons. We're talking about the pros and cons of each of them, my take on their PvE and PvP use, how good the weapon is before you upgrade it and attach it, and when it changes into something pretty special when you do. How do I rate the weapons against one another, and what are their best purposes? Honestly, I've found that only a couple weapons are bad and I don't want to use them. Most of them are pretty good, especially incredible in their purposes. Just to say it now, we've actually used all the weapons and you'll see them in this video, so this comes from personal experience. And yeah, this video does include the special weapons. The two legendaries of the game, Jupiter and Equalizer. I went and hunted down my first queen, farmed a few harvesters, and as you can see, they're absolutely incredible. So it's been a tough but fun video to make, using every weapon in the game and getting a good opinion on them. Let's run through the list and give you all the information you need to know. We begin with the assault rifle, starting with the Kettle. An all-time classic and a favourite of many in the initial days of the game. Quick and accurate but has low bullet velocity and takes a long time to reload. Each shot is a single shot, so you must tap fire, but that makes it pretty accurate. Each shot does 10 damage on its own, and of course it uses light ammo, so very bad arc penetration. This weapon is actually argued as the best overall budget weapon if you're going to run just one weapon for minimal investment. A simple level 2 Kettle is probably my go-to cheapest solo weapon in the game. One of the biggest downsides of the Kettle is the fact that it takes a while to reload, which when you upgrade is reduced, and you also get increased bullet velocity, which is a bit of a random bonus. Overall, in terms of attachments, all I think you really need for this gun is an extended light mag, even the lowest form of it, and basic upgrades to help the reload time go a long way. A Kettle level 2 is the minimum I would run for this weapon, but I think it's a very solid, reasonable weapon. Not bad, not good. Next for assault rifles, we have the Rattler, which I do not think is good, and overall I think is one of the worst weapons in the game. Its description is a cheap offensive option, but it has to be reloaded 2 bullets at a time. This is actually a positive in some scenarios, as well as a heavy negative. For straight information about this, it is full auto so you can hold fire, and each shot does 9 damage a shot using medium ammo, so reasonable against arc. In regards to that reload, you can see how awkward it is when you're sat here doing these bullets, but you can cancel it early and quickly get a couple bullets out sooner than you otherwise would with other weapons. That's about all there is to say positively about this weapon. It feels like it should hit harder than it does. The reload time is pretty abysmal in a lot of situations, and it feels like hell when you have a level 1 of these in like a free loadout. In my opinion, a Rattler can work at level 3 and above in terms of upgrades, but since you can't attach for increased mag size, all you can really do is improve the control of the weapon, which is generally abysmal without these attachments and upgrades. So it is worth investing even base upgrades in. But yeah, probably the bottom of the list for weapons I'd actually want to use. Next up for the assault rifles, we have the interesting Arpeggio, which fires in burst fire with 9.5 damage a shot, and it's using medium ammo, so it can deal with that pretty well. Here's what it looks like when it fires in these bursts, and at range the accuracy is a lot worse as it fires kind of very vertically. In terms of upgrades, you're getting increased fire rate, which is nice, and reduced reload time. So for attachments, I would try to target the vertical recoil specifically. So overall, I think it's got great burst potential, but with the spread of shots being unreliable at medium or longer ranges, that is a problem. So I find it requires upgrades and attachment investment for more reliable results. And when you're investing that much into a weapon, I think there's just simply better options. Though I think it's a solid gun in solo. As a starting point to snowball, firing it at someone at close range with the 3 burst rounds can really surprise people. As long as you're never all in trading, it can work. That brings us to the Tempest, our first purple. The Tempest has full auto, 10 damage a shot and medium ammo. It is a fantastic assault rifle for the purpose of an assault rifle, but out the box it actually has some issues in terms of vertical recoil in specific, so it has some nasty kick initially. The mag is solid, 25 shots normally, and obviously that's going to benefit from the mag increase for an attachment. When you upgrade it, you further reduce the horizontal recoil, so it's just vertical, so it's very important to upgrade it, but it also reduces the reload time to get back in the action quickly. Because it benefits so much from attachments though, with your grip and compensator, it turns it from a weapon that has kick into what is basically a laser, which is very important. It is a great, versatile weapon, but it doesn't exactly stand out in any one category. And as you're firing medium ammo instead of something like heavy, it's also not the best for like armored targets in general. Non-armored arc though, it'll do great. So it's solid. Next up we have the Bettina, another purple assault rifle, but this one with heavy ammo compared to the Tempest. The downside is lower fire rate, but bigger impact per shot is the concept. Let's take off these attachments and have a look how it performs at a base level of 1. Again, no attachments. So you can feel the slower fire rate and it has some kick. The horizontal in particular is concerning. Specifically at your longer ranges, that is. Let's slap on these attachments and see the difference when I'm firing. There's basically no horizontal kick at all, and I just have to pull down here and there between shots. As a fully automatic weapon, 14 damage a shot, but then with heavy ammo behind it, it's going to take down the arc really effectively if you control the shots, and then you mag dump up much closer ranges in PvP or against a closer target in general. When upgraded, it hits the parts that are maybe the worst about it, increasing its fire rate and the reload time. The fire rate is probably the biggest downside of the weapon, so upgrading it goes a long way, but it does need those attachments to manage its pretty nasty initial recoil. So you need to invest in this weapon, but the results are worth it, because no matter what, you're firing heavy ammo, which will hurt both raiders and arc really well. Next up, it's time to talk about the classic, everyone's favorite Ferro. The ultimate budget weapon, I swear. At level 1, it's a weapon that can accurately fire and deal some great damage per shot, but with a long ass reload. Per that single shot, you're doing 40 damage a shot, and obviously it's heavy ammo, so it's a fantastic arc killer as a budget option and utility as well. Using it on its own though is a very bad idea because the reload time is insane. Again, as I fire, this is how long it takes to reload with a level 1 Ferro. Slap on a level 4 Ferro though, and that reload speed is cut down on, so it's so much better. As you can see, it gets a 39% reduced reload time through upgrades alone. Almost half the time to reload, taking it into a weapon that can be used on its own, and be a great option for killing arc in general because of it. So invest in upgrades for this weapon before you think about anything else. Attachments are a lot lower impact in this case. The other battle rifle we have then is the Renegade, which is one of the best all-round weapons in the game. High damage output, accuracy, and headshot damage. Its firing mode is lever action though, so you can fire it and then reload a single shot. Or you can fire it and fire it and fire it, and then reload 1, 2, cancel, just kind of like the Rattler, but with a lot more perks to it. It's accurate and reliable at long range, great in medium and close as well. You can hip fire it well. It's just ever reliable in all situations. It deals 35 damage a shot, which is only slightly behind the Ferro, despite its medium ammo. Honestly, it's great with nothing, but if you do upgrade it, you're going to get reduced dispersion recovery time, which is important between shots, and importantly, increased fire rate to get shooting quicker. So a fully upgraded Renegade feels fast as hell, and is a lot better at close range than a non-upgraded one. I love this gun. Moving on, we have the submachine gun, starting with the Sticher, the absolute classic. This is a close range killer, allowing you to full auto dump into a target super effectively. Even at level 2 here with no attachments, that's easy to control. It's fully auto, 7 damage a shot, light ammo, but one that is bad at medium to long range. The difference between a level 1 or even 2 and a Sticher level 4 with attachments is massive though. Take a look at this, there's basically no recoil anymore. That's incredible for close range fighting, especially when you're trying to move around and slide and shoot accurately. Upgrading it reduces the horizontal recoil, which is what's making it so easy to control, and then you cut off half the reload time at a full upgrade. Awesome. Attachments can further help that vertical recoil now you've managed the horizontal with upgrades, so I'd focus that with your attachments. There is also a legendary attachment that can push the weapon's fire rate into monster status, competitive with the Bobcat if you have that attachment specifically. This is one of the best budget weapons in the game, but obviously requires investment to get it to that point. Moving up in the world, we have the epic Bobcat. Fully automatic, 6 damage a shot, light ammo, high fire rate, but low accuracy. As you can see, when you upgrade it, you're going to reduce max shot dispersion, horizontal recoil, and reload time, so upgrading this is very effective. It's fully auto and deals 6 damage a shot with light ammo, but as you can see, the fire rate compared to the Sticher is comically good. This is basically the best close range killer in the game, only better when upgraded and attached. It's the Sticher's bigger brother, with higher fire rate and bigger mags to work with too. The entire point of this weapon is to get close and mag dump someone. You may as well invest in this as much as you can, reducing the vertical and horizontal recoil where possible, get the biggest mag, and all the perks you can. The point is, you put it on someone close, they die. Next up we have the shotguns. Starting with the Toro here. Has large bullet spread, sharp fall off, and high damage output. This is a close range monster. It's ideal for quick peeks and slide movement and jump movement in PvP in my opinion. It's a single shot, as it is a shotgun, but deals a whopping 67.5 damage a shot, using, of course, shotgun ammo. Overall, this becomes useless even at slightly medium range, but up close, it is punishing, and ideally used with finesse to counter the pump between shots. When you fire it, be aware that there is a big feedback as you fire it, and then when you reload, you get individual shots you can cancel early to get firing again soon in close range. Be aware that shotgun ammo does work against arc when up close, but it's not good at penetrating armor, so against non-armored arc up close, it is still very effective. Next to that, we have the other shotgun, the Vulcano. Good bullet spread, but sharp fall off. So it is a shotgun that fires single shots. It deals 49.5 damage a shot, so less than the Toro, but it is really the better option when you think about it. The Toro at its base has 5 shots before you have to reload, but that can be greatly affected by adding a mag. Meanwhile, the Vulcano has a magazine size of 6. And while it does less damage per shot, it's still clearly better because fire rate. When you're trying to all-in someone, this is going to be one of the best options at close range in the game. Upgrades give you increased fire rate, helping you stat check even better, and reduces the reload time if it goes wrong. Increasing the mag size is going to be great, and honestly the recoil is very manageable. So mag is the first thing I put into this thing. First up then we have the pistols, starting with the Hairpin, which is an awkward one. It has a built-in silencer for stealth and trickiness, but there's some big downsides here. It fires single shots, light ammo, and 20 damage a shot, which is pretty high for a pistol. But here's the problem. You fire, you have to cock the shot, and then it's that every single time. You cannot dump someone down, you cannot surprise someone quickly. That really holds this weapon back, making it one of the worst in the game in my opinion. You know, you can just attach suppressors to other weapons. The only thing you do to this is give it a mag. At least when you upgrade it, you reduce the reload time and increase the fire rate, which is definitely something, but I just wouldn't recommend this pistol. Next up we have the fantastic burletta. It's also a single shot, but you can actually tap fire it and actually put out the whole mag in a shockingly quick period. 10 damage a shot, light ammo, this is solid. So it's got a fantastic fire rate and control and reload speed as well. And this improves when you upgrade it, specifically the reload time. Nothing else is going to get improved. So a burletta like level 2 or 3 is actually a fantastic budget light ammo weapon and like a solo weapon too. I find it versatile, reliable, and great for non-armored arc, or finishing a raider that you just cracked with an Anvil or Ferro or whatever. And since you know you can suppress it, it's the Hairpin if it was good. You can also increase the mag size to dump even more. It's a great weapon. But a better weapon is the Anvil. This is essentially the Ferro, but better, but it does require more investment per upgrade, and that is noticeable. Each shot packs a punch, you're firing single shots, and then of course it is 40 damage per shot with the heavy ammo behind it. Great for killing arc, and as you can see, you can fire single shots and then reload a single shot to get back in quicker. You can also suppress it, which is comical. It benefits massively from the upgrades. It gets fire rate and spread recovery, which is super good. At level 1, you'll feel that recovery on the spread. You'll feel the low fire rate. But at high levels 2, 3, and 4, you reduce the wait time for it to be accurate again massively. The fire rate allows you to dump into targets super well, making an arc killing machine as well as a top tier PvP weapon. It's just great. Like, great at distance shots, close range, arc, or raiders. Crack the shield and swap to close range, or full in commit with it by playing around the delay between shots, peeking between them. It's absolutely fine without attachments, and overall I think it benefits more from upgrades. But that brings us to the Venator, one of the best overall weapons in the game for close range and even medium range. As you can see, it fires 2 shots at a time. Ridiculous. So instead of 1 headshot, you get double. That's 18 damage a shot with medium ammo. And then due to the comical fire rate, you can fire really quick with this. So 1 Anvil shot's like 40 damage, right? 4 Ven shots is 72 damage in the same time. It has actually over double the fire rate by comparison. So this is still solid against arc, but busted against raiders at close range or any reliable medium range. Commonly, this weapon is considered overtuned and likely will be nerfed in the future if they do choose to do something like that. When you upgrade it, you're going to increase its fire rate and reduce the reload time, but upgrading blue weapons is expensive, but worth it in this case. Increase the mag size if you're going to put any attachment on it. Next up, that brings us to the light machine gun tag for weapons. There's only one here, the Torrente. The concept behind this is it's fully auto. As you can see, pretty big spread there. 8 damage a shot, medium ammo. If you can be accurate, which isn't that hard, it is an absolute monster. You hold the trigger and unload 60 shots into a target in pretty impressive time. 90 when you get it fully upgraded with even more of a mag there. You want to surprise people and dump into them. It's top tier for group PvP if you get the drop on them for that reason. deadly in close and medium range, but gets pretty inaccurate at distances. So yeah, attachments are going to be a big deal here to reduce the recoil and increase mag size. Upgrades increase its mag size further and reduce reload time, so it is well worth upgrading if you can afford it. That brings us to our sniper rifles, starting with the Osprey. Single shots, 45 damage a shot with medium ammo. This is fantastic. And as you right click, you actually zoom in. So it is your reliable sniper of the game. So with medium ammo, it's fine against weak points with specific aim against arc, but against raiders, it's the sniper. It's going to be fantastic at medium to long range with a clear purpose. So as long as you're using it for sniping, it's top tier. Alright, with one queen kill and a couple harvester runs, we are now ready to take a look at the legendaries. Continuing on with the sniper rifles then, we first have the Jupiter. Fires projectiles at an incredible velocity capable of damaging multiple targets in one shot. It requires energy clips. Of course, it's a sniper, so it's single shot, but it's 55 damage a shot. And with the energy ammo, it's extremely strong, like very strong as it states, against armor. As you can see, it does not have attachment slots. Despite the fact that it's a sniper rifle, you do not get any sort of ADS or optic. And to fire it, you have to hold the button. So there's a kind of delay before it goes off. Kind of like you're using a sentinel sniper. And in terms of firing through it, let's try and hit these two targets at once. I've definitely blasted this one, but it doesn't quite look like I've gone into the second. But it also requires a chamber of the next shot, so that's something to be aware of as well, just like the Osprey. So that's the training footage. Let's look at it in real gameplay. The Jupiter has phenomenal range. We aggro this rocketeer from really far away and bring it over, and then just start shooting it. You can see how it can strip the armor off of, say, the turbines, and then we could destroy those. It's insane, well, energy ammo is, stripping armor. In terms of hitting players from really far away, I was sniping these people on the rooftop and cracking their armor every single shot and dealing damage. We said it's 55 a shot. When it came to a bastion, it was incredibly effective at revealing the joints. And if I was to target those joints and the back battery, it was really effective. When I'm shooting just the core, the damage doesn't feel that good because energy ammo, again, seems to be more about stripping the armor. Having said that, as a sniper, it felt phenomenal. And, you know, in regards to wasps, we're one-shotting them. Hornets, you're stripping the armor and dealing big damage and killing it in 2 hits. It's like barely alive after a single shot. A surveyor took 2 shots. Man, that was satisfying. So overall, I rate the Jupiter for PvE unbelievably good if you are specifically targeting the weak points, and for PvP it's an incredible burst of damage. A really fun and effective sniper. This brings us to our next weapon, the special legendary LMG that is the Equalizer. A high capacity experimental beam rifle. It has a 33.33 fire rate, which is interesting, and deals 8 damage a tick. It's fully auto. It is meant to be kind of an arc killer monster. Let's take a look at what it looks like when you're firing it, holding it like an LMG, and then beaming it. That is so cool. It's like firing a taser or something. You do burn through the ammo pretty quick though. 50 shots total in a magazine. When I reload that then and put 50 more in, there's a really cool detail. It only uses 1 energy clip to actually refill those 50 shots. So this ammo goes a long way, more than it might appear. You bring 5 of these in, and that's like 5 full reloads. And in terms of range, you can reach further than maybe you might think. It is just sort of a beam. So that's the training footage of the Equalizer. Now let's talk about real gameplay. As you can see, it will deal ticking damage and get through those 50 shots surprisingly quick. So I needed to bring more ammo for this one than certainly the Jupiter. Bursting through wasps is very easy and effective. Same for your hornets, but you do want to focus fire. Again, super stripping of the armor, hitting the weak points, super devastating. Hitting the core of it, actually not that much damage because it's 8 damage per tick. Take this bastion, for example. I was able to showstop it, walk up, take out a leg basically instantly, cause a stun, go to the back, pop the battery, blowing up half of it, break another leg, and then you can see as it's kind of panic crawling around. That's how quick I can dismantle this thing. But as I continuously shoot the core, not a lot of damage is going on. I have to shoot the weak points to finish this off, and sadly we get interrupted by some players at the wrong time. But here's some PvP footage of it. Getting up close to people, you can see how it absolutely burns through them. But you got to get the gun up, which takes quite a while. You got to get it whirring up, which takes a bit of time. So if you're the person they target fire, you're not going to get the damage off. You're going to be impossible to trade with though, so that's a great thing. The raw DPS of this thing is insane. In a team, this is going to be an unbelievable weapon. But you need the opportunity and you need the pressure off you, since it's a DPS monster that leaves you pretty exposed. Finally then, our last weapon of the video, Hullcracker. Single shots that deal 100 per shot. With launcher ammo you can only get by defeating bombardiers or crafting it or buying it for a very expensive amount in limited stock. The point of it is to absolutely destroy Ark with single shots, and this is of course the weapon that I use to destroy the Queen. It'll be unbelievably good against any big Ark that you can accurately shoot. Smaller Ark will be overkill for sure, and you might even miss. But you can't really ask for a better weapon to run against the Queen or any larger Ark. It has surprisingly good range and obviously damage per shot. You fire it, there's a pause, you can fire again, and you need to chamber it individually, so the reload's a bit long. And when you upgrade this thing, you're going to straight up increase its fire rate, which really addresses one of the biggest weaknesses or aspects of it. When I was dealing with the Queen, that fire rate was slow, but at the same time, because I'm trying to carefully pick my shots and focus fire one leg, it wasn't the end of the world. I do think a Jupiter and Equalizer will also be incredible in this scenario, but the Hullcracker is just more accessible for 30k from the shop, and you can buy the ammo as well. So I think you'll see Hullcrackers more than you'll see the Jupiter and Equalizer. So which weapons are best for PvP and which weapons are best for PvE? Well, let's start with PvP. In the group of best, I would probably put the Venator, the Bettina, and the Bobcat. And a Tempest as well squeezing in here if you've got it relevantly upgraded, and especially with the attachments to bring the recoil down. They all serve their own clear purpose, with a pistol, submachine gun, and assault rifle in that mix. And of the three, the Bettina is probably the most reliable because, you know, it's more versatile in terms of ranges. The Venator can do work at close and medium range though, where the Bobcat is probably the more niche specific one, as it must be very close range to do its thing. And then you've got the Tempest, which is firing at a higher fire rate than say your Bettina. Obviously less damage, medium ammo, and when actually upgraded it becomes a beam. So you can absolutely laser specifically raiders and any unarmored Ark with this weapon super well. In a weird spot between these, I'm also going to reference and talk about the shotguns, whether it's the Toro or the Vulcano. Ultimately, if you're up close, either one is going to be destructive. Playing that slide and roll battle with the Toro is really fun around the pumps. Meanwhile, with the Vulcano, you've just got such insane stat check ability. Put yourself in front of someone and just dump the shots into them. They will not win unless they've got like a Bobcat. And even then, so specifically at point blank, the shotguns are king. Under that, and what I would still consider like a fantastic tier for PvP are things like your Anvil, Osprey, and Renegade. Also in this category, the Jupiter and the Equalizer should be here, because obviously not only they're really cool, but they're very effective in the right scenario. The Jupiter has the problem of the slow sort of setup and then pop, so they can roll it and get behind cover. The Equalizer takes that whir up time and leaves you slow and exposed when you're using it, but if you actually get to hit the target, my god is it strong. So ups and downs. Anvil is just all reliable, heavy ammo dealing great damage per shot, especially when upgraded. Your fire rate and the accuracy is so good. Compared to that, the Renegade isn't going to hit as hard, but you're going to be able to fire more often, more accurate in fact, and for longer. Hip firing with the Renegade feels really good, but popping people from long distances and catching them with the surprising fire rate that it has, god, it just feels good. Meanwhile, the Osprey is your scope sniper. There isn't anything that's really going to do that as well as the Osprey, obviously. Finally, for a budget, but still very good, I want to reference the Sticher and the Ferro in particular in combination with one another. The Sticher is a grey mag dump close range. The Ferro is an all-rounder, good close-up if it's fully upgraded because fast reload time. But you're a longer range option and heavy option, the ultimate budget. For PvE, in the best, I would obviously put the Hullcracker. It's just so accessible for anyone because you can literally just buy one for 30k, buy some of the shots, and go take down most any Ark. You will need to stack up a lot of it for, say, specifically the Queen, but it is like the most accessible version of that. Along with that, you got the Jupiter and the Equalizer, which are both going to be absolutely destructive. Jupiter for stripping off armor from safe distances. Equalizer if you can get it going without being interrupted. But admittedly, against the Queen, I'm not sure the Equalizer is a smart choice, because you might just get crushed by the legs or it'll just turn to you and beam you. So throw a showstopper and then go with the Equalizer, now we're talking. It just requires a bit of thought, where say the Hullcracker, it doesn't. In the next category down, we have just fantastic weapons for PvE. I'm talking about the Bettina and the Anvil, where the Anvil is just firing big singular hits, reliable at longer ranges, stripping off armor, the stopping power of it. The Bettina doesn't have as much oomph to each shot, but you can fire it a lot more, and as an assault rifle, it's just so reliable in basically every scenario. Both of these weapons would be suitable to bring in on their own with a good pile of heavy ammo, and take on basically everything. In the good tier, I've got the Renegade, the Venator, and the Ferro. The Ferro being your budget option, the Venator just being able to pump out medium damage, super fast up close specifically, where the Renegade will work in all situations when it comes to dealing with arc. And god, it feels good to pull up quickly, pop them, and then shoot the next, or dump some shots into a target. So, in conclusion, all the purple weapons are good, both for PvE and PvP purposes. And then you've got your energy weapons, the legendaries, that will also be great in both contexts. But I think we all know you're not going to be able to run these every single raid. What this should do is give you an idea of what their use is, the situations where they'd be good, so you can use them confidently when they're available to you. In regards to weapons you can use more commonly that are going to do great, the Anvil has stood out now as an extremely reliable weapon in both forms of combat, while being easy to access and relatively cheap to upgrade. Of the weapon list, I would say they've done a fantastic job with them. And really, there's only like 2 weapons that I'm just not really wanting to use, the Rattler and the Hairpin. So hopefully they get buffs in the future or something, and we'll see what they do with the future of the guns. But I hope this in-depth look and proper showcase of all the weapons was helpful for you to understand them. If it was, drop a like, and until next time, I've been Hollow, you've been you, and thanks for watching.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.